So the next session will start first with the keynote address from Pontsho Mantlhakga. He's from the Leadersphere Institute, Managing Director and Global Speaker. So he's a leadership and organizational culture keynote speaker, trainer and executive coach with a strong focus on the mining, construction and automotive industries. His passion lies in helping organizations cultivate leaders who drive culture and strategy, ensuring that leadership is not just a role, but a calling that transforms workplaces and industries. With over 7 years of experience in media relations, digital communications, and stakeholder engagement, he has developed a keen understanding of how leadership, communication, and culture intersect to influence success. His background is in high-profile government roles, including serving as the Assistant Director of Media Liaison at the Department of Science, Technology and Innovation, and as the Media Liaison Officer at the Presidency. Office of the Deputy President has equipped him with invaluable expertise in crafting and executing strategic media plans, managing crisis communication, and navigating high-pressure environment. His ability to lead and communicate effectively has made him a sought-after trainer and facilitator, particularly in industries that require strong leadership in complex operational landscape. The mining and industry sectors, in particular, face unique leadership challenges, from safety concerns to workforce motivation and regulatory compliance. Through his work, he empowers leaders with the tools to foster a culture of resilience, accountability, and high performance, ensuring that businesses not only thrive but also create meaningful impact for their employees and stakeholders. His expertise extends beyond leadership development. He's also deeply involved in media and communications, leveraging his expertise to help organizations shape their narratives, manage their reputations, and engage with stakeholders effectively. As an advocate for content regulation and classification, he's committed to fostering responsible and ethical media practices that align with organizational goals and societal values. Academically, he holds a master's degree in journalism from Tshwane University of Technology and currently serves on the advisory committee for the Department of Communication and Leadership, of the Department of Journalism and Integrated Communication at TUT. His dedication to excellence in communication and leadership was recognized in 2024 when he became a semi-finalist in the prestigious Speaker Factor competition, hosted by the Professional Speakers Association of South Africa. Through his work, he aims to inspire and develop leaders who understand that leadership is not about authority, it's about influence, purpose, and the ability to drive meaningful change. Whether in the boardroom, on the stage, or in the field, his mission remains the same: to cultivate leaders who create lasting impact in their industry and beyond. After the keynote address, we'll go into session number 3, which will be chaired by Etienne. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Program Director. What an introduction. You know, as you're busy introducing me to the audience, I was thinking to myself, who's he talking about? So, ladies and gentlemen, as the Program Director has said, my name is Pontsho Mantlhakga. I am a leadership consultant, transformational organizational culture strategist, and a global speaker and the managing director of Leadersphere Institute. So today, I want us to talk more about leadership and organizational culture, especially in the mining industry. So, as I was preparing, I said to myself, what is leadership? I discovered that leadership is a very neutral word. You know, It's either we make it bad or good. So when someone says, I am a leader, I lead organizations, I lead groups, I lead teams, the question is, lead them to where? A ditch or paradise? So I want to encourage you today to move from information to transformation. Because most people, they talk about leadership, organizational culture, especially when we are in the digital transformation age. So information without transformation is null and void. So Leadersphere Institute was born because of my passion for excellent leadership. The society we live in, the leadership, leaves much to be desired. And as we are in the digital age, we have to be cognizant that when we lead teams, when we transition from analog to digital, we've got to apply excellent leadership principles and the organizational cultures that are in our businesses. So today's agenda is simple. Core Leadership Framework. Core Leadership Framework is a principle that I researched, I developed, and it encompasses most things and principles that are needed in organizations to thrive and go to the next level. So as you can see on the screen, we'll be looking at clarity, ownership, resilience, and execution. Here's a story I want to share with you. So this story takes place in the United States of America. So the United States is fed by the countryside. That's where you find corn, beef, goats, in fact, agriculture. So this farmer, wealthy farmer, like most of you here, wakes up one morning, does his normal routine, has his breakfast, and then he heads to the barn. So the barn, as you know, is where the animals are fed and kept. So as he goes to the barn, he does his daily routine, opens for the animals, and then they graze. So as he is busy in the barn, he feels that it's time to have lunch. As we have had lunch, your body tells you through what we call a circadian rhythm that it's time for you to eat. So, but this wealthy farmer said, you know what? Before I can have lunch, let me confirm to see that indeed it's time for me to have lunch. Then he looks at his watch. There is nothing on his wrist. So he thinks, oh, okay, maybe I left the watch at the bedside. So he goes back to the house. Bedside, there is no watch. He thought, okay, maybe let me trace on my way to the barn. He goes on the general direction to where he went to when he went to the barn, the movement he used. All right, when he gets there, he thinks, okay, I'll find the watch, and the watch is not there. Now, he starts to panic because this watch is what you call an heirloom. So it belongs to 5 generations now. So every male figure who takes over the farm gets to take over this watch. So now he panics, he throbs in pain because he has to explain to his son what happened to the watch. And then he goes home, sits in his house. As he was sitting in his house contemplating, he hears young boys playing outside. So he goes out, calls these young boys, 14 of them, and says, boys, can you please help me look for a watch? And whoever finds it, I'll give him $100. Man, I'm telling you, $100 for a young man is a lot of money. So 14 boys rush to the barn, turns that place upside down. 2 hours later, loud bang, opens the door. Young man, they said, sir, unfortunately, we can't help you find this watch. Now this man is ultra worried now. As he sits down, he hears a loud bang. Opens the door, finds one of these young men. This young man said, sir, can I please get an opportunity to look for the watch? Then the farmer looks at this young man and said, you, with 13 of your boys, for over 2 hours, you couldn't find this watch. What makes you think you alone can find this watch? The young man looks at the farmer and says, sir, please, I'm asking for an opportunity. The farmer looks at the young man and says, you know what, I have nothing to lose. Young man rushes to the barn, turns that place upside down. After 45 minutes, the farmer hears a loud bang, opens the door, this young man, and said, sir, voila, the watch. So now this farmer is no longer giving this young man $100 now. Takes everything in his wallet, give it to this young man. As this young man was rushing, he said, son, you, with a group of 13 friends, you couldn't find this watch for over 2 hours. What made you alone in less than 45 minutes find this watch? The young man said, sir, I have a dream. When you told us that whoever finds this $100, whoever finds the watch rather, you'll give him the $100. So I knew that my dream and purpose will be fueled by this $100. He explains to the farmer how he did it. He said, sir, I went to the barn, stood in the middle of the barn, closed my eyes, declutter all the noise with one intention, the sound of tick-tock, tick-tock. So when I heard the sound, I moved to the general direction as the sound was increasing its intensity. And then I did the same thing, closed my eyes, declutter from all the noise. Then I found the watch. So what can we learn from this young man? What we can learn from this young man is that as we are transitioning into the digital age, in fact, we have transitioned. Because one thing I like about this conference, it says fourth, digital transformation. So we've been transitioning. The question is, have we been transitioning correctly? So, digital transformation is no longer a concept parked in a strategy deck. It is here, it is happening in real time, whether through automation, AI-driven explorations, digital twin, or blockchains in the supply chain. It is here, it is happening. The real question is, are our leadership systems transforming as fast as our mining systems? Because machines mine the ground, but only leadership can mine potential. Let's dig deep. In a digital mine, abundance of data is a lot, Data is abundant, but clarity is scarce. We are flooded with dashboards, KPIs, metrics, and still teams don't know where we are going. Clarity is not about information, but direction. Because in a digitally transforming mind, nothing is more dangerous than ambiguity. And here's what I want to talk to you about today.